Hey there, everyone, and let's continue from the previous movie. Now, in case you are watching it directly, it's not a good idea. There is a part one of the component life cycle that you should be watching first. Otherwise, you would not have much of the idea what we are doing in here. Just onto a quick revision, we have actually separated out the body from this part, and we have created a function in here, get random number, and we are generating the random number on the go. Now also this number is actually in itself is a separate component, not doing much of the things, but we are just passing on the things, and it's a dumb component which gets loaded and is being affected as soon as we click on that. And that is why we are actually using the state in here. Now what I want to discuss in here, let's go into the number components. I want you to define a couple of methods in here, and these methods will not do anything. They will just console log a lot of things. So let me just write them first of all, and you can write along with me. So component will mount. So this is the first method that we are seeing in here. Now this method is called as soon as the component is about to be mounted. Now notice it's not mounted yet, it is about to be mounted. So I'll simply say just log out whenever you are called. So I'll simply say component will mount called here. Okay, so that is good so far. Now just like this, we have got other methods as well, and obviously it might be doing things into the console. So let me just go there, console log, and notice it says component will mount. So as soon as I reload my app, it just got in a flash of second, because obviously a component is already mounted in here. That is why it's being called. Now just like this, we have got other options as well. I'll copy this and I'll simply paste it in here. And this one is not component will mount, this is actually component did mount. Okay, and we'll copy this and we'll paste that, and obviously this method will be called after. And notice we are not calling this method, this is automatically being called. And notice component did mount is automatically called in here, component will mount, and after that component did mount is called. Now it's not a matter of things like I have written it afterwards. It's not. I can command X that, and I can just write it before, and let me just write that. And notice as I save this and reload my app, still component will mount is called first and component did mount is called after that. So it's not a matter where I write them. This is the order which is the framework is being designed, and that is how it is being called. Now just like this, we have component, or let me just give you a simple component will receive props. So there we go. And component will receive prop is another method, and it expects you to give a prop there. So I'll simply call this new props, and this one is obviously being called as soon as component is about to receive a property there. So I'll simply do a console log there, and I'll say component will receive prop, and I'll simply say called. Okay, save that, and notice as soon as our application refreshes there, it is not being called in here. Now notice when I click on this random number, it says component will receive props call, because notice when we are clicking on the button, as soon as we click on the button, then only the state get updated, and then something inside the component is being passed on. So very nice to see that how the application is working. And there are other things as well, like should component update, component will update, all of that. So what I'll be doing is I'll be simply pasting them in here. I have already written them already, so that we can save some time and you don't have to watch me doing all of these stuff. So I'll just paste them, and notice it's should component update, component will update, component did update, component will unmount. Now we cannot see the unmount result in here because our component is by no means is unmounting in here. And there will be time where on some clicks or buttons component will unmount and new component will mount in that places, and we'll do that quite a lot of that in the project. Now all I wanted to show you is that yes, these are the guys that are in here, and these are the base of the framework. And to be honest, this approach is somehow responsible for getting the React Native as well, and we'll not talk about the mobile development quite a lot in here, but I just wanted to show you that yes, this is somehow responsible of moving this React into the React Native, which is a mobile development framework. Okay, so let me click on the button, random number, And notice, and the important part is in the order how which they are called. So it says component will mount called, component did mount, component will receive the prop, and now it says component update and component will update, component did update. So every part of the point is being under your control. You can control when the update component has updated, will updated, is about to be updated. So a lot of things are in here, and you don't have to go into much depth of there. I just wanted to show you that keep this in mind, that yes, these methods exist, and in some of the future editions, in some of the projects, we may use them because we might want to do certain checks before loading certain components there. Like for example, the user has logged in or not logged in, or after that we'll only just mount certain components and all of the such things. So nothing to be much worried in here. And of course, one more thing, certain components require two parameters to be passed on, for example new props and next state as well. So obviously should component update, because if a component is getting updated, then it should require a next state. In this case, we are updating the next state using set state. So I hope this was a pretty fun application that we have built up. I know this is not the beautiful application in the world, but still it does the job and it shows us what we wanted to see in here. And with this, our official this section is over, and I know we have learned quite a lot about the React, but now let's try to carry forward and to try to do some of the projects so that we can understand React much better. And again, to learn anything, project-based approach is really good. Once you clear up your basics, move into the projects, and you will learn some things on the go. I think that's good. So with this, I'll catch you up in the next video.